You ever walk into a room and forget why you were there? Open a tab to check your calendar, end up doom scrolling on Instagram or TikTok for like 30 minutes straight? You can remember every lyric to a song from 2003, but you forget a basic work email in real time. Yeah, that's all of us. Turns out we weren't all just lazy, distracted, or broken. A lot of us were just undiagnosed. This is ADHD, Autopilot, and the Millennial Diagnosis Boom. Hey, I'm Alex, and this is Fine, a Millennial Diary. In today's episode, we're diving into the mental health plot twist of the last few years. And you know what I'm talking about. ADHD isn't just a childhood thing. And if TikTok therapy or your 14 open browsers led you to start questioning absolutely everything, then, well, you're not alone. Why are so many millennials being diagnosed with ADHD, and what does that mean for how we function, cope, and forgive ourselves? You wake up tired. You open your phone. You start 10 tasks, but only finish one. You feel busy all day, yet nothing's really getting done. You're exhausted, mentally scattered, constantly overwhelmed. But when people ask you how you're doing, you say, I'm just tired. This isn't laziness. This isn't executive dysfunction. It's trying to cook dinner, answer texts, feed your kids, remember to shower, and hell, chase your career goals, all in the same mental tab. And for a long time, we thought this was just adulting. But now, more and more of us are realizing this might actually be ADHD. Here's the wild part. Most of us didn't look like the stereotype. We weren't bouncing off the walls. We weren't getting in trouble. A lot of us were just mentally elsewhere. We were the spacey kids, the dreamers, the ones who worked better under pressure because procrastination was the only way we could focus. Hell, I still do it. I didn't know it at the time, but looking back, the signs were all there. Constantly losing things, hyperfixating on projects I loved, forgetting other things, living in 40 browser tabs and calling it a quote-unquote system. No one was looking for ADHD and the quiet kid who's got B's and spaced out a lot, especially not in girls, especially not in kids of color, especially not in anyone who quote-unquote seemed fine. But then came the therapy, the research, the TikToks, and suddenly we had language for the thing that made us feel broken. A lot of us got diagnosed in our 30s, and then the floodgates opened. We started realizing why we just couldn't focus, why we forgot basic things, why our brains felt like 90 browser tabs and a fire drill. And it's freeing, but also very frustrating because we spent years calling ourselves lazy when in reality, we were just unmedicated and, well, misunderstood. The diagnosis gave us a mirror, but also a lot to grieve. So you're probably asking yourself, what do we do with this diagnosis? Well, for starters, we forgive ourselves. We rewrite the story. We stop measuring our worth by our output. We start building systems that fit how our brains actually work. Timers, lists, movement, rest, breaks, all without guilt. We advocate for ourselves. We ask for what we need, and we stop shaming ourselves for struggling in a world that was, well, never built for neurodivergent minds. Your brain isn't broken. It's just wired differently. And the moment you stop trying to force it into someone else's mold, that's when life gets lighter. Listen, this is what I want you to hold. You are not too much. You're not failing. You're just learning how to work with your brain instead of against it. Late diagnosis isn't a failure. It's an invitation to finally stop fighting yourself, to build a life that feels like yours, and to stop apologizing for how you process the world. Friends, you know what time it is. Next time on a Millennial Diary, crying in public and other Tuesday habits. We'll talk about emotional leaks, mental health in everyday life, and why breaking down in Target might be the most relatable thing you've done all year. And hey, if this episode helped you feel seen, head over to my website, alexiscardoza.com, for all the socials and links to follow the pod on Apple or Spotify. And if you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. We're on our road to 10,000, and your support helps this show reach the people who need, to hear it the most. No shame, no guilt, just awareness, honesty, and, well, a little humor. Until then, you don't need to be normal to be valid. You just need to be understood. And this is fine.
Goodbye.